Thank you for coming today. This is our presentation on Case 13.1, Avon, Section 3, Group 6.
So I will just be giving a quick summary of everything that we will be covering. All of these recommendations are being proposed directly to Avon. One short-term problem for Avon was that the sales representatives failed in completing orders through the SAP software. Also, Avon did not recognize that employees were not satisfied with the way this new system worked and did not listen to feedback, thus causing a lot of resignations. In the long term, Avon did not properly market as the type of business they are, an MLM, so they failed to generate a whole lot of business. There are many different alternatives that Avon can use. 1. Incentive-based training programs. 2. They can redesign the user interface. 3. They can implement surveys and options which are accessible for all employees. The solution that we recommend that would be best for Avon would be incentive-based training programs.
Short-term problem number 1. Many Avon sales representatives fail to successfully process customer orders through the SAP software. The 3 causes, the first one being the lack of technical support, a core component of the integration of an ERP system into any companies to address global information sharing and reporting, which seemed to fail with this pilot, possibly due to the lack of technical support. From the IBM's electronic commerce system to SAP's order management system, there were too many reported issues regarding the technical issues of the software, such as not accepting orders and setting aside of the correct inventory. The second point, lack of technical training, was the multi-level marketing companies are very dependent on their e-commerce system as their representatives perform business to customer sales through a community provider business model. The learning curve from Avon's traditional reporting system to the new pilot system was incredibly steep, resulting in many representatives becoming confused and frustrated with processing orders. The third point, poor user experience. The released pilot system may have been too advanced for the use of the average sales representative. There should have been more quality assurance departments regarding this issue for all sales representatives of Canada.
Avon failing to recognize that employees were not satisfied with the new system and disregarded employee feedback, leading to a significant amount of resignations. Cause 1, the failure to implement an alpha test. This would have evaluated the quality of the product, made sure it was ready for launch, and the development team would have been able to check for design issues as well as observe the behavior of the testers. Without doing this, when Avon launched a pilot system, the results were unexpected. Cause 2, complexity of user interface. It was poorly designed and improperly tested. According to the employees, it wasn't functioning properly since the initial launch. Problems like failed access, troubles logging in, inability to save orders, and incorrect inventory were all evident. The new system was said to have annihilated the business, and because the system was so complex, many sales reps decided it simply wasn't worth the struggle. This caused more than a third of the regional sales reps to quit, and another estimated 16,000 left within the next year. Last cause, poor business intelligence. Collaboration between those in a project becomes non-existent when poor business intelligence tools result in confusion and disconnect between team members. This further leads to job satisfaction. This was demonstrated within the case. Due to poor business intelligence surrounding the decision of the launch, the satisfaction of employees severely decreased.
The main long-term problem that Avon had was that they did not recognize what generates business as an MLM and what encourages sales as a direct marketing sales firm. iPads are a heavy investment for consultants that pay out of pocket, considering that majority of MLM representatives go into debt already. Also, the demographic targeted may not be comfortable with technology. An online component could encourage cutting out the middleman.
The decision criteria consists of 5 factors. Ease of implementation, which basically means when you're implementing a new project within an organization, does it come easily, or does it match the impact that it has on the business in the future? Quality is the project of quality before launch. Time, in terms of cost, how much time will implementation take, as well as training, in our case, training employees on new software. Usability and comfort, employee-wise, is the software user-friendly and are employees comfortable with using such technology? Performance and efficiency, is the new technology performing effectively and efficiently? And return on investment, is the project's return on investment positive or negative? Is it worthwhile to keep in the long run?
The first alternative is incentive-based training programs. So these training programs have been found to increase performance by as much as 45%. And with the well-structured training program, even a complex system will become much easier to use and take the employees off edge about the technological changes within the workplace. And although adding incentives to a training program can be very costly, they have proven to be very effective and will be worth it since the system is very complex and it just frustrates the employees anyway. Now, looking at the age demographics within the workplace, it should be noted that while implementing this technological change, training should have been included. So throwing new technology at individuals and expecting them to catch on the next day can be extremely frustrating on their part and also very challenging. This ultimately can decrease their motivation, which will significantly decrease sales. The second alternative is redesigning the user interface. So creating a more user-friendly system based on the traditional system would be a great idea and could essentially tackle the system complexity problems the employees are all having. This will work perfectly for current employees because they're already accustomed to using the traditional system, but also for the new hires, and that's because there would already be similar training programs available that can be tweaked or improved on, ultimately creating a more efficient work environment. The only downfall to this is that redesigning the user interface can be tough, and developing a well-structured training program can be very time-consuming.
Alternative number 3, surveys and options. Implementing a private survey Canada-wide online so that it's easily accessible for employees all around Canada to be done at their own pace and their own comfort would be our alternative number 3. We would use security measures on the website such as encryption and firewalls to ensure that this private information is kept secure. The downfall to this would be that employees may feel on edge about answering truthfully to these surveys, especially considering that they will not be anonymous. One thing we could change is giving the option to only include the location rather than the location and their name to make them feel more comfortable. Also, by setting up a survey online, ensuring that information is protected is key. Not only that, but that users actually do the survey. The survey will be done Canada-wide, so ensuring that all employees participate in order to get an idea of what is most wanted within the workplace is key.
Solution: incentive-based training program. When a new system is put in place, it is critical to properly train the staff on how to use it. One of the short-term problems was the failure to successfully process customer orders through the SAP software by the Avon sales representatives, and this was due in part to a lack of technical training. The sales reps were frustrated and confused by the new system's technical aspects, and this could have been avoided if they were properly trained on how to use it. Furthermore, a second problem was the amount of resignations due to ignored employee feedback and a lack of satisfaction. An incentive-based training program could be the solution to that because it would entice the representatives to complete the training so that they receive the incentive, whether it's monetary or a point-style reward system. This would lead to greater employee satisfaction because it would give employees both extrinsic and intrinsic benefits. The extrinsic benefit would be the incentive given, and intrinsically they would gain confidence and greater self-efficacy by knowing how to properly use the software. Through the training, employees would also be given the chance to both give and receive immediate feedback as well. Increased employee satisfaction would in turn lead to fewer resignations and therefore a smaller turnover. Although training programs can be costly, it would ultimately save Avon money and provide a greater return on investment. Their staff would be more knowledgeable on the software and be able to properly utilize it, therefore leading to an increase in sales, and it would reduce the significant cost of replacing the thousands of reps that they lost.
Using open online course-esque training, click and select tutorials, self-paced online classes, or through Avon literature allows implementation to be of ease. The online component is not the issue, but the lack of training in it. User experience through trained personnel will be of higher quality. If introduced in a more natural way, such as profile creation, then simple, non-promo purchases
or on a self-paced basis, time is a non-issue. Avon is commission-based, meaning there is an incentive based on activity and product knowledge that is very comfortable and familiar to your reps, meaning there will be no issue with the new program. As productivity goes up with app usage, consultants will know more about their clients due to knowledge sharing through technology, and the efficiency will improve. This program allows for future technological literature and literacy in representatives to grow as the company does. Plus, the inertia of small batch product purchasing will encourage greater hauls.
For our implementation, we've decided to break it down to planning, analysis, design, and implementation and completion. So with this, we decided to really work towards planning, focusing on quality and surveying the employee base to do a phase review. Then we would take the business requirements and our information that collected to document the existing traditional system and pilot program to create a functional design and implement it through a reconstruction and introducing training program that utilizes this design. And then we'll do system maintenance and technical support through evaluation. Since this is a big project, we need a contingency plan, which allows us to roll out our solution and assess the high risks associated with it. The training programs will be very costly, so there will be high risk setting them up. So we decided to basically roll out the program with holding weekly training conferences, paying attention to any of the feedback we're receiving for employees, because that is the crucial part of why our pilot program failed. And then we would act on them immediately through our system evaluation. Avon can do two things to mitigate risk: start offering better or different incentives as a last resort, cancel all the training programs to cut losses if it's not working for us.